Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be testing out and trying out the new Morphe Pony Makeup and Morphe collab, honey, 351 Icy Fantasy. So really excited to play with this. This is a very watercolor, kawaii, very bright, like cute pastel, like pretty moment. So I'm really excited. The colors in here are amazing. So if you guys want to see what is the 411 on this eye palette, well then baby, keep on watching. Hey guys, so here we are, another video, 2020, moving along, baby. So I'm actually, when I say I'm excited about this palette, I actually think this palette's really pretty, and if you all have already guessed, I'm not much of a colorful person. I always wear black, white, sometimes gray, and if you're lucky, sometimes navy. But most of the time, I'm very monochromatic. And when it comes to eye looks, I keep it very like neutral. I don't really play around with a lot of color. But I'm really excited though for the Icy Fantasy because this is actually really, really pretty. So let me unbox her. How's it going? How you doing? Are you feeling a certain type of way in the new year? Is the year of the rat filling you with blessings? I hope it is. 351 Icy Fantasy. You ready for the fantasy, honey? Because you about to get it. Very, very cute color story here going on. Now, I already know what some of y'all are thinking. Some of y'all are like, hold up, wait a minute. When you usually see pastel colors like this, baby, this ain't our first rodeo with these type of palettes. They could be dusty, ashy, chalky, just real crusty, and the color payoff isn't always there. But I'm gonna show you some pictures of the swatches I did, and pretty solid pigmentation, so take a look. So the swatches are beautiful. It's swatched beautifully. What I want to point out though, and one thing I read about with this collaboration with Pony Makeup is that apparently she didn't want to do like super pigmented colors. She wanted to Pony Makeup, who is very popular in Korea. She's known for like doing like K-pop looks and working with a lot of celebrities in Korea, and she's like known for, and like this is very much her, like all these sort of like pastel, like bright colors, like it's very that. But apparently she wanted this to be very much like a watercolor painting, so nothing could be too pigmented because it was all about like blending and swirling the colors together, which I think this is such a great visual to kind of tell that story. But that was kind of the theme behind it. So some of these, they're gonna swatch a little bit chalky, but I do think it is also really important that you use a bright like primer base. So something like the Anastasia eye primer, which if you saw my last video, or if you saw my previous video with ColourPop and I had the Blush Crush eye palette and the Nude Mood, I used this like white eye primer base, and those colors like came out. So something like this is so crucial and super important, especially when you're working with like lighter tone colors. I also think this is actually a cool idea, and before we start like ringing the bells and saying, oh, hold up, she's chalky, she's dusty, I think it's also important to think about too that like a lot of collaborations that come out in the US, with a lot of like people who do makeup like from the US, I always feel like they're always all about like it has to be so dense in pigment, and you got to be doing this full Instagram like, you know, like full beat, and not everybody wants to do that, and there's so many different ways of doing makeup. So we're going into 2020, like let's do something different. I'm tired of seeing all of these like super like bright hot colors, these neon colors, these like these bright primary colors, like they're always the same colors that are like in these collabs. So like even if you do a collab and it's not all neutrals, it's still all the same colors, and either way, any color you play with other than nudes is always going to be like, oh, wild. But I'm actually excited to see this. I think this might be really, really pretty, and I think it's also really cool because they're collabing with someone who is not, you know, from the stateside. They're from across the seas. They're from South Korea. So totally different way of the way that Pony makeup, like the way she does her makeup, the way that she does her beat. It's a totally different style and a totally different aesthetic. And I think that's good. We need to inject some diversity with the looks, and we need to sort of switch things up. And I'm not talking about the fact that she's Asian. I'm talking about the fact that the way that makeup is done is different. And so we need that. So I am genuinely wanting to see what this looks like. All right, so we are back. Now, I've got my eye primer on and I am ready to get up into this fairy fantasy, honey. That's what I think of. And honestly, that's gonna be my inspiration. You know, I'm just gonna be like this little like elven Princex. Like, I'm gonna be like this little Princex of the Fae, honey. I'm just gonna be giving you all of that. Like, come on. So we're gonna be doing that fantasy. That's at least my inspo. So I'm gonna go in because I have like this bright white base. I'm thinking of doing something like with like a, maybe like a peachy pink, kind of like a halo eye, where I could just do like maybe like this greenish color, this kind of like minty kind of fantasy like on the lid. And then I can go in and then do like these colors as like the halo eye. You know what I'm saying? I think that might be a cute little moment. So I think that's the fantasy I'm gonna go for. So, ooh, let's see. First color I'm gonna do is gonna be, I need like something like in that crease. No, I need something in the crease. Actually, no, I'm gonna just go on with my base shadow, and the color is called Chill Thrill. So I'm going in with Chill Thrill as my base color for the eye. And it's like this, okay, you know, you're getting some kickback, which is fine. That's not a problem, but there is some dusty kickback. Okay. And I specifically didn't put on any base foundation, anything first. I specifically wanted to do the eyes because when I swatched them, they were like a little bit like dusty. And even now when I'm like applying this and like getting color right out the pan, it's very, very, let me grab this. The color is very, very, it's pretty, and thank goodness for this like white base I have, because that's the only way something like this would like really show up with these lighter pigmentation. It's like, you know, painting with a watercolor. I don't know what that's like. I've never painted before. I mean, I'm sure I have as a kid. I can't recall the memories, baby. You know, she's Grandmother Willow. She's been around for a minute. She's been around since the dawn of time. There's murals of me in ancient Mesopotamia, baby. Okay. So color so far is good. The payoff is good. It's a pretty blue. It's very pretty. It's bright. Like I said, that white base. And I think P. Louise also has like, yeah, they do. P. Louise also has, P. Louise also has colored like white colored like bases like this, and they also have them skin tone. They also have them like colored for like if you're doing like a green, purple eye, red eye or something like that, where that's like the base color. So they're already tinted, and those are really popular, and I believe those are at the Morphe store, as well as you could also order them online, but those would also be a great alternative. But I got the Anastasia Beverly Hills, and she's got me down pat. Now, yes, I'm going in a couple times with this base color. I'm aware it's taken me a minute, but I'm okay with that. And I'm making sure to keep the color on my lid. Like, I'm not really trying to bring it up, because when I put that color in the crease and start to do that halo eye, that's where I'm gonna smoke it out and buff it out and blend it, so it'll be a little bit more smoked out. So that'll help with that like under the brow part right here gig. Yeah, so let me do the same thing to this eye. All right, baby, this took a minute to pack on. So color's beautiful, but it took me a minute to like get it this dense, this sort of Tiffany blue color. It's really pretty. It is a little bit patchy, but I'm not sure if that's because maybe the primer itself is like grabbing it on and making it uneven, or if it's the color. I didn't experience this issue with ColourPop when I tried theirs, but it's not like so like crazy. Like you have to be up in my face to see it, like literally like this close to be like looking at it like that. But overall though, it's pretty, it's packed on. That's my base color, so that's that. Took me 3 times to get the color payoff with this one, but this one was just, I went in twice and swatched it. But I'm gonna put this sort of minty icy color over our Tiffany blue color. It's not really called Tiffany blue, it's called Chill Thrill. But I'm gonna just take some of that. I'm struggling a little bit here to get this color on. That's just showing up a little bit like dusty, and I'm getting all this kickback. Okay, so why don't we try it wet? Hopefully that might help out. So I just take my good Morphe spray and let's see if it comes on, if it's a little bit better wet. Oh, okay, that's nice, that's better. Yeah, much better, because dry, that was not it, but we're picking up some of the base shadow, which is not a good sign. So we've got, oh gosh, I really want this to work, but it's not working. I've just got all this like pastel dust all over my face and on my little caftan moment over here. Oh my god. Oh, colors like this are so hard to like work with, these pastel colors. But I want it to work though. I have like this whole fantasy in my head about like, I'm gonna be like this like fairy princess, and I'm like so into it. Like, I was like, you know what? We're gonna play with color. We're gonna look little kawaii, little Harajuku, little K-pop star, little like a whole little like watercolor pastel, a whole like Rembrandt, Monet moment. I think it's Monet did like the watercolor and stuff. Okay, that's better. That's better, but it takes a lot of work to get there. And I also, by putting this color on, like the base color was like getting kicked right off, and I packed that sucker on, and that Anastasia primer, it's got a lot of grip to it. So I'm a little bit like, and the only other eye primer I have that I could have used was my MAC paint pot, and it's in the color Soft Ochre, and it's like a yellowy base color, and I don't want to do that. That's like what I like to use for neutrals and like my everyday look. Hold on, I got fairy dust all over me, baby. Come on, Tinkerbell. Woo. Okay. Oh, girl, take me to Neverland, honey. Oh, all this dust everywhere. There's dust here, dust there, dust everywhere. All right, so I put the shimmery sort of minty color Thaw Yeah over Chill Thrill. So that's where we're at right now. And I want to take a blending brush, and I just want to like blend this, the edges of this out, and then I want to go in with like this like peachy, like pinky kind of color. Now I'm gonna take some of these like peachy colors. Like I like this sort of pinky color, and this one is called Sky High. So I like Sky High. Okay, once again, it's pastel themed, so the pigmentation isn't like crazy there. Like, it's, to build it up to this is like 4 swatches. Hold on, baby, she's got a little pixie dust for you. Beepity boppity alakazam. So there you go. Casting spells for you, honey, don't worry. Your resident fairy Princex is here in the house. So let me just take this in the crease and just kind of like blow her up. Yeah. You know what I should have done, y'all? What I should have done was and I didn't even think about this, is I should have done this blown out pink color first, and then I should have put the base over it. You know what? We all make mistakes. You live and you learn. Whew. All right, packing on that mint sort of icy shimmery color sort of helped get some of that like minty color that I originally wanted back on. I also think I'm gonna take another color just onto the lower lash line, and this color is called, jeez Louise. I'm gonna take Holothermia, this sort of like, it's this sort of magenta-y purple color. I think I'm gonna just take that, and we're just gonna like take it and pack it along the lower lash line. Okay, baby. Is that what you want, baby? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted, baby? That's better. That's better, honey. Oh, girl, I gotta work so hard for a look. What's going on, palette? I don't know. You're making me do the most, and I don't. Normally, I just know. I'm already bothered that I have to work so hard just to get it to like look like a certain type of way. Okay. Come on, milk. That's nice. I really like the formula in this. It's not like, it's black, but it's not like so wet and goopy. It's like the right combination. And I also feel like I can use this and get volume and separation and length, and I don't feel like it's super clumpy. All right, so I got my mascara on, and this Milk Kush mascara, very nice, but we know that to be true. It's a popular one, it's out there. All right, so the eyes are done, and I am gonna just put on the rest of my face. I gotta clean up off all this pixie dust all over my face, baby. Looks like Tinkerbell just crapped right all over there. She just went, I gotta get all this dust off, honey, and I will give my final thoughts on this palette right after I finish putting on a full face. So we shall be back soon. Boop. And we're back. So a full face is on. As you can see, I really went in with the drama. Let's just go with this whole fairy princess moment. So to go with that, because I'm feeling real extra, just gonna put on a little circlet. A little circlet. Look it up, baby. Word of the day, honey. So maybe I'm giving you Space Princess. Maybe I'm giving you Lord of the Rings. Maybe I'm giving you Tinkerbell's first cousin on her auntie's side that is just real bougie and always slays the look, honey. Either way though, I mean, I was able to salvage something and like make a full look out of this. But my final thoughts on this are, honestly, I think this was a miss. And the reason why I think it was a miss is because, look, $25, you get these shadows, they're all cute, and I feel like most people aren't gonna go for pastel colors. And who cares? But am I gonna wanna go out and spend my own money on this? Like, I mean, I like the idea of the pastels. It's just pastels are always so tricky, and like the execution on this was like, okay, if it has some kickback, if there's a little bit of dust, that's fine. Even if there's a little fallout, that's fine. But it was so much fall out, so much dust. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's only $25. Yeah, you get a lot of colors. Like, can you make it work? Sure, but I still have patchiness, and I had to do so much like going back in to like fix the colors, and it just was too much, quite honestly. I don't ever want to work that hard for my makeup. I truly don't. And I shouldn't have to be doing all this other work just to make your products work. So ultimately, like, this 351 Icy Fantasy, like, baby, global warming melted her out, baby. She's all washed up because this is not it. I don't recommend you guys get this. And honestly, if I could get it to look like this on me, like, I feel like girls who have darker skin, any of the girls, honey, who have darker skin and more melanin in their skin, like, I feel like they're gonna have such a hard time trying to get something like this to show up. Like, I feel like any brown girl is gonna look at this and be like, we already know what's going on over there, baby. They can clock it a mile away. When you're not represented in makeup and products aren't well thought out as to how things are gonna look on different people with different skin tones, and you know, like, you're so used to not being included in the picture, you're so not used to being involved in the conversation, that you already know when that is gonna happen. You could see it a mile away. And so ultimately, this is a no, and I don't recommend you guys get it. I had to work super hard just to get this look, and I shouldn't have to work that hard just to get this look. I mean, honestly, the shadow took me way too long. It took me over an hour just to get it to where it looks decent enough. And honestly, if you guys get in, like, I mean, it's like patchy. I mean, it's really hard to like lay down the color and blend them all together, and it's just not it. Like, it's just like really patchy, and it's a no for me. It's a no. So we gotta let that go. Goodbye. I think she needs to go right on, float on down the polar ice caps that are melting, baby. She needs to go. So yeah, those are my final thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, baby. Be sure to follow me on all my social, baby, and talk to me, baby. But you know, hey, I'm having myself a little like fairy princess moment, and we're just gonna go with that. So, you know, that's the tea. So I will see you on the next video. So stay truly beautiful, my darlings, and bippity boppity boop, be gone. All right, guys, this is just my end of the night sort of performance wear check-in and see if I can give my final thoughts on this Morphe palette with the eyes. And baby, I mean, my opinion is it's still a pass. Like, yeah, it's on there, but it still looks like patchy, and it's like faded in spots around here, especially like by the crease. And I mean, you look at it this way and it looks good, but I mean, my face makeup looks, she's real dewy, honey. She looks fresh, but this eye makeup is just dusty, musty, crusty, rusty. So that's a no for me, baby. And I've had this mug on since 12, and it's now 8:30 at night. So no, it's like 9 actually. So yeah, that's a no for me. It's a hard pass. So see you on the next one.